Hello, and welcome to Extra Episode 6. Now, if you've seen the past two videos for the past 2 weeks, you may know that I was actually gone at 2 different camps for both weeks, hence why the videos were pre-recorded. But, as I am now back, I can explain where I was. So that first week that I was gone, whenever I posted the Model Railroad Tour, I either posted the Model Railroad Tour when I was gone, and it was, I think I posted the Model Railroad Tour that I had the opportunity to go and see. Then, that was when I was at church camp. But in those 5 days, nothing really happened other than me getting a rubber duck. So I'll move on to the last week, which was when Ava's lab was redone. And that's when I was at scout camp. That was for 7 days, and our troop, my troop, I guess, camped with our girls' troop, who is just partnered with us, and then another troop from around the same area, because we're all pretty small and we all wanted to work together. So now I'm going to get into the camp summary of what we did in those 7 days. On the first day, we saw a raccoon wandering through camp, which seemed to only be a baby. Here's the video of that raccoon climbing over the wall and disappearing. The raccoon was cute, but it apparently tried to get into one of our girls' tents as well. We also eventually had a raccoon visit us and visit our cooking stove. We had to cook our own food that was provided by the camp, since they didn't have a dining hall. So we had our own stove and a bunch of other cooking things that made it easier to cook. And one of those things apparently caught the interest of some more raccoons because they left paw prints, as you can see. And since this camp was over the course of a week, from Sunday to Saturday, we left on Sunday very early in the morning. We selected classes for mornings and afternoons of Monday through Thursday. I chose woodworking for the Monday and Tuesday morning block, then welding for the Wednesday and Thursday morning block, and eventually I also decided to do small boat sailing for the 4 afternoons. Friday was kind of a free day, but I chose to go paddleboarding and jet skiing there on Friday. There for Monday and Tuesday morning, we made wooden boxes for the merit badge, and mine is up on the screen, as you can see. Then, for Wednesday and Thursday, not just Thursday, we learned how to weld. Then we also actually welded a few things together. Mine is a paperweight, part of the merit badge required. Then I also made a triangle, which is what the triangle thing is, and a triangle beater. So that is what I made in welding. And I also now know how to sail for sailing, which here's the picture of one of the big sailboats, but we didn't sail those until Friday. I don't have any pictures of the small sailboats, but those are ones where you can take the mast out, you can take the sail out, and you can put it all into someplace else. And with those, we put those together and learned how to sail on the first 3 days. Then we sailed on the big boat, as you can see here, and that was when my mom joined us. But there was no wind, and a jet ski had to pull us out, so it was super duper hot. On Friday, as I said, I went paddleboarding, so that was fun, and we actually got to get into the water by falling. I don't think I have any pictures, so it's probably just going to stay on the sailboats for now. Actually, our waterfront is down the hill from our normal camp, which is up on a plateau or like a ridge. So here is the picture of our waterfront from the top of the ridge. Sorry, I'm bumbling while I speak because I'm trying to actually come up with what I'm saying. But, so yeah, that is the view of the waterfront from the main camp. And I had to walk up that gosh dang hill all 5 days. And twice on Monday because we actually got to go tubing as one of the things. And so all of our troops went tubing down on the lakefront, which is where you basically sit in this blown up chair that rides on the water, and it carries you around, and it was a lot of fun. But you got very wet, and you had to walk up that stupid hill. Then, one of the days on the way back from the lakefront, I actually was walking and I saw an armadillo, which is what you're seeing right now. And that armadillo was super cute, but hard to capture since I had my life jacket in my other hand and my phone only in one. But that first day on Wednesday when we were welding in the morning, we were learning to lay down beads, which is how you join all of the welding stuff together. And if you can notice, that one there in the center is my best one, which took me like an hour to learn how to do it, which for some people is a long time, but for me, that's not too long. Then, we also were walking along some trails and across one of the roads there in camp, and I saw a deer. I thought it would be cool to take a picture of, so if you can see it, it's somewhere over slightly to the left. Then, down at the lakefront on Friday, we had lunch there since I had a bunch of events that were just going on throughout the day on Friday. Excuse me. So we just ate lunch down there, and one of the other boys accidentally dropped a couple of ships, which summoned a group of ants to try and take them away. The 9 boys, including myself, were all down there watching the ants struggle, and eventually the ants gave up, but they did put up a pretty good fight, and were entertaining. On the way home, we finally got to go to some AC when we stopped for breakfast at a small local restaurant. The restaurant was right outside the camp, and it was amazing. They had some very good biscuits and gravy, of which I sampled. And they also had a bunch of other things, which a bunch of the other people had. And one of the things that I find noteworthy is the fact that they had a little cat outside. So I got a picture of that through the mesh wire, which is where we were sitting out on the deck. So that is the restaurant's cat as pictured here. And then we finally got home here back to YouTube. Well, I got back to YouTube. None of the other people record YouTube, or else I would probably have them linked in the description. But I'm finally back here to YouTube, and as I mentioned in the intro, I actually got another rubber duck, from church camp, which I collect rubber ducks. I don't have that many, unfortunately, but I collect rubber ducks, so that is one of my things. Let me show you my 14 rubber ducks. So here are my 14 rubber ducks. We have me, my little sister. I don't know where we got these spectacular little rubber ducks, but we've always had them, and I've just decided that they're me and my little sister. Her favorite color is purple. Unfortunately, there's no green duck, or else that would be mine as this. Then, we have my personal favorite, which is Engineer Duck. He looks like this all the way around, and he actually looks almost like a railroad engineer in duck form, except he has these really odd wings and feet, which almost no other rubber ducks usually have. So that kind of is annoying, but I like them all the same. Then we have a pirate duck, which is actually a baby thing to tell how hot the water is. It doesn't work anymore because the letters are supposed to turn white when it's hot, but they're already white. This is what she looks like all the way around. I like her. Then I also have a bee. It's just a bee. I don't know where I got this, but I have a green star duck, which looks fabulous. Lovely. The painting's okay, but lovely. I got an alien duck. He has such a weird, oh, he died. Such a weird, beak. Combined with the eyes, he looks weird. I like him. Then we have Fairy Duck. She has wings, which is interesting. She also has yellowish blonde hair, and a bun, a tiara, and of course the fairy outfit. Then we have my mini ghost duck, which I've had for a long time, just sitting on my dresser, hiding from all of the ducks. And I don't know where I got him, or any of them, other than the blue one on the far right. But, next, we'll move on to the farm ducks. So first, we have a pig duck. That sounds weird. A pig. Then a chicken. Give me a second, he just died. And now I'm back. I found the chicken duck. So this is the chicken duck. He actually has a slightly ripped bottom, which is not good. Not much we can do. There's a cow duck. Still sounds weird. And a scarecrow duck. All four of them are just part of a set, which I love. And finally, we've got my newest addition, this blue duck, which he came from my church camp because at church camp they put us into different teams of red, blue, green, orange, or any other color, any of the 6 colors, because it was lots of different grades. So I was part of the blue team, and I got a rubber duck to represent my church camp. Not represent, but to help me remember church camp. So that is my last rubber duck, and those are my 14 ducks. Another thing before you all go is Happy 4th of July! Now, I know that the 4th of July was actually Tuesday of this week, which is why it's in this video and not the last one. But the last one was also pre-recorded, or it probably would have been in that one. But, again, Happy 4th of July! At least to my fellow Americans. I don't know what the rest of the world does on that day. Probably nothing. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you've had a wonderful day. And was I going to say? Oh, right. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye!